What do you like best and least about yourself?
Well, I love the fact that I'm a stand-up man. I love my character. I love the charisma that I have. I just, if I had to change anything about myself, you know what I mean, it would probably be, I would probably be more a people's person. You know what I mean? I was never really a people's person coming up. I was always the cool dude. I like to, I had my jokes, I had my fun times, my serious times, but I didn't, maybe if I was more of a people's person, there would have been more opportunities, you know what I'm saying, for me coming up instead of being antisocial with a face on like somebody hurt me or I hurt the world, you know what I mean?
Did you have any hobbies growing up?
I like to collect baseball cards. You know what I mean? I was one of them.
What was your team? Anyone in particular?
I'm a Yankee dude, you know what I'm saying? And
Bronx
dude, Bronx Bomber. I was born when Reggie Jackson took us home, you know what I mean? I was born when the Bronx was burning. I was born in the porn year, you know what I mean?
What was your favorite food as a child? What's your diet like now as an adult? And what made you change, if you changed the way you eat from when you were young?
Well, back in the days, I was brought up with every time I ate a meal and I had to sit at the table, my grandmother would make me have to chug a whole glass of milk. You know what I mean? I used to be like, fuck, bro, I really have to chug a whole glass of milk. Well, I mean, it didn't matter what the hell was on the plate. It could have been lasagna in front of you, shit that the milk was just in her belief that you would grow up strong and you would never break a bone. You know what I'm saying? And I was a chicken wing fanatic, so whenever I had to break the book and go down the block with the yellow or the green paper, you know what I mean? Because Chinese stores at that time, the food stamps, they took that. See, a lot of y'all in this new generation don't know what that's about. Everybody swinging the EBT, you know what I mean, or swinging the elbow at the...
Swiping it like an American Express.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Putting in some digits like, ain't nobody going to say nothing. But, when you come in and breaking colorful money, it's bugged out.
Okay, so
I would say now,
what was your favorite food you said as a child?
I was a chicken wing fanatic. Okay. If as a kid you acquire a taste for Chinese food and you think it's the best shit in the world.
Now we all know Chinese food is not healthy.
Exactly.
So do you continue to eat this way?
Nah, there's things that I look like I'm in my prime. I ain't the thinnest motherfucker, but I would say that I definitely kind of take away the bad stuff, because now as we get older, shit just start popping up out of nowhere with us, man. You know what I mean? Health-wise.
When was your first relationship? What did you think it would be like, and what was it actually like? Your first relationship with a female.
My first relationship with a female.
I'm not implying it was...
Which chick? Wepa. Well, I was have to say, junior high school. It was real. We ain't gonna go wonder years now. You know what I'm saying? So we'll go there. When I was on my Fresh Savage shit, I was seeing a girl named Suhaili at that time. Strong ass name, right?
Suhaili. That's a Bronx name.
So shorty was like the fly girl that probably got left back once, and she looked like the flyest girl in the class, and you're wondering why you think she's there when she shouldn't be. You know what I'm saying? But her, another girl named Megalina when I hit high school, and...
What did you expect? I mean, you didn't have a relationship. You've never been with a girl before that. So what did you expect? What was it like? Like having that's your first time with a woman.
Well, I was,
Was it a relationship or was you? I was messing around?
Well, I used to have a babysitter. Well, my mother, before my mother got hooked on drugs and it got serious. Even when she was using, my mother was still kept us well. I was well fed and I was fly. So was she, and she had a hangout partner, and her partner had a daughter, and she used to come down and watch me. She probably was maybe 4 years older than me, or 5, and I wouldn't say that I was molested, because then that'd be me saying I didn't enjoy it.
No, that doesn't mean you didn't enjoy it. That means that she was an adult and you were underage.
I would say that my first experience, touchy-wise, was with an older chick. You know what I'm saying?
How old were you?
I must have been like 8.
8?
8 or 9, bro. Shorty had to have
Yeah,
been
that
like,
sounds like molestation.
sound like 14 or 15.
It sounds like. Did you ever think to speak to somebody about that?
Nah.
You don't think that affected you in any way dealing with women moving forward?
I think if anything, it kind of made, kind of prepared me and kind of made me more curious. You know what I'm saying? When it came to girls, but I was still well mannered. You know what I'm saying?
When did you leave home? How was your first experience in self-survival out in the world alone?
Me and one of my right-hand mans, which is a best friend, we got an apartment that his sister had, and she was willing to give it to us, and we took over, and it was like, wow, it was like a bachelor pad, you know what I'm saying? And it was an experience, you know what I mean?
So you and your friend have an apartment. This is the first time you're outside of your home. You got to pay rent. You got to feed yourself. You got to pay your light bill. How was that?
Well, we were, we was involved with a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
You guys had jobs, or you were hustling?
Nah, we ain't had jobs. We were hustling. We was getting money.
What was your hustle? What was your product of choice to hustle?
Well, my product of choice was trees. I've been dealing with marijuana for a very long time.
You know, that's a good question. Since we brought that up and you just happened to say marijuana, how do you feel, real quick, I don't want to go off subject, how do you feel now that marijuana is damn near legal in every state, but back in the days, now you have a bunch of black and Hispanic kids locked up for doing exactly what is legal to do now? How do you feel about that?
It's messed up. I think our vice president went hard on too many people back in the days. You know what I mean? I kind of got away with it. There was a certain amount of marijuana or cannabis that if you get caught with, you can do some time. So I would consider myself very lucky, and I would consider myself very grateful for the stretch that I had, because I could say that I kind of dealt with that for almost a decade of my life.
Both of your parents are Puerto Rican?
Yes.
Born in Puerto Rico or born in New York?
Born out here. We're New Yorkers.
New York. Okay. So as a Puerto Rican in America, Puerto Rico is a part of America, but as a Puerto Rican in America, where do you feel you fit personally, in society in general? How do you think the public looks at you, and what's your experience so far? How do you see people seeing you?
Well, I just want to be accepted. I want you to see me as an artist, because I am an artist. I want you to see me as an Hispanic male. I want you to see the pride that I have towards my flag and my culture. But I'm also aware that people in Puerto Rico might look at me as, one of them silver spoon. Because, Puerto Ricans and PR look at the Puerto Ricans in New York like, y'all got lucky. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not over here, which, everybody goes through the struggle, whether you're in PR and you're in the campo, whether you're in La Pela or you in the South Bronx, in the projects. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And ain't nobody better than nobody. You know what I'm saying? We all the same.
How do you think people in general look at Puerto Ricans in America? Your experience from what you've overheard, or just in life, what have you heard people say about Puerto Rican people in America?
Oh, are we the wildest Mexicans besides the Amish man? Yeah, nah, we're not really that. We're not the wildest Mexicans. Shout out to Mexicans too. I don't know, man. They look at us as sellouts. Some people, around the time that the United States was able to take over our flag and work out a deal with us, and the Dominicans probably look at us like, damn, you could have had a value on your dollar too if you'd have played it smart. But shit happens. Hey, you know what I mean?
All right. Do you have a safe space, whether it's a physical place that you go or a mental place, to escape when you're dealing with difficult situations? And what's the process? Do you have somewhere you go, whether it's a spa, or do you have something that you think about that puts you in the mood when you're going through something really bad, that helps you calm down or at least balance out?
So you want to know if I woosah?
If that's what it is.
You want to know if I woosah? I mean,
everyone usually, well, hopefully everyone has something they can do to get them away from the real
I like
problem.
to escape and go to a rooftop and stare at the horizon. You know what I'm saying? Look at the stars and
is there a particular roof that you like to go to?
There's no really particular roof, but either a roof or a park, but a secluded park. You know what I mean? If I could get away with sitting on the bench and just breathing and just, you know, looking up at the sky and just wondering, you know what I'm saying, what's really going on. You know what I mean? Wondering, you know, if we're going through this over here, where else is anybody else going through anything? Where they at?
Are you or have you been married? And
no, I'm not married.
All right. So you've never been married?
Never been married. Been engaged a few times. You know what I mean? To the same person. You know, almost was with that person for 2 decades. And I failed the relationship by committing adultery. You know what I mean? And if anything, I didn't fail. I don't look at it as I failed, you know, on my own. I kind of failed my daughter, you know what I mean, with messing up the household like that. Which I'm still a great father and I still see my daughter. But it's just, you know, she could have, maybe I guess, you know, it was a chain effect. I didn't get to share with my 2 parents. And here
that was my following question. Do you think it had anything to do with the way your mother and your father got along?
I believe that my father passed me down the machismo, you know, male chauvinist, pimping an easy card.
Do you have children, and how does being a parent change your view on life, having the responsibility of raising another human?
Well, I have a daughter, and my daughter's a special needs child. She's autistic. She keeps me aiming and thinking of different ways to survive today and different ways to make sure that she's educated, you know what I'm saying, for her growth, you know what I'm saying, and being a warrior dad is like real important to me. And you know, the fear of me not being able to guide her and always keep her, you know, keep her sane is like the most scariest thing on my mind, you know what I'm saying?
What are the good and bad? What are the good and the bad things about having a child?
The good things is, you know, you got somebody to look forward to carry your name, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I don't have an heir, I don't have a boy. But, you know, I got a pretty tough cookie, man. My daughter's like having 2 kids. You know, my daughter's very energetic, and, you know, if you're familiar with autism, you know that, you know, they're off the wall. They got their calm moments, and they also have their hype moments. And I'm just grateful for being a father. You know, I'm grateful to make sure that she can always have a meal, her 3 meals a day, you know what I mean, and her snacks, and go on with life and smile, bro. If I couldn't give her none of that and clothe her, I mean, who am I? You know what I'm saying?
One lesson you would give your child and hope they would take to heart.
One lesson that they would take to heart. Family first before anything. You know what I mean? If, you know, love your mother, you know what I mean? Honor your father, you know what I'm saying? Prepare yourself for this cold world that you're about to live in, and understand that things will change and nothing's gonna be the same. Nothing's gonna be like what I had to go through, you know what I mean? For instance, there might not be money later on, you know what I mean? When she becomes an adult, you get it? I want her to value, you know what I'm saying, the smallest thing, and know that everything's not materialistic, bro. You know what I'm saying? I want her to, you know, value everything, friendship, everything. And you gotta understand, you know, since my daughter's autistic, you know, just the littlest things count, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you gotta understand, I'm dealing with somebody that doesn't comprehend as the regular person, you know what I'm saying? So any little thing, any gem that I could drop on her and hope that it sticks in her head, if I gotta drill it and drill it and drill it and say it over and over and over, she'll remember, you know? Love your family, man.